Welcome to your in-depth weekly astrology overview and zodiac forecast for week commencing the 23rd of September. I'm going to give you some standout details to begin with. Please stay with me. Then on screen I'll share the event chart right at the start of the week, which gives us a lot of information about how the following 7 days will play out. Then I'll go through each of the 12 zodiac signs from Aries through to Pisces, which you can relate to in terms of your ascendant, sun or moon. This week begins with the sun having arrived back into the sign of Libra. Why is this particularly symbolic? Well, it ushers in the autumnal equinox, but also cardinal quadrant 3. This is the third 13-week segment of the year because Western tropical astrology is based on the seasons. But as the sun returns to Libra, which is very much about balance, equilibrium, fairness, and of course relationships, also the ruler of the sign of Libra says au revoir and arrives in the sign of Scorpio. Here Venus is quite intense. It's also technically detrimented and it clashes with the modern ruler of the sign of Scorpio, of Pluto. So I need to unpack that for you too. Also in the first half of this week, we see an opposition between Mercury in Virgo, very much about precision, but that's face to face with the hazy, misty energy of Neptune. So that can create some mischief. So I need to unpack that for you. But then on Thursday, Mercury makes its way into Libra to catch up with the sun. Also this week, we see a very positive link between Mars and Saturn. They represent very different energies. They're both in water signs, but they're collaborating from Thursday through to the end of the week. So much to share with you. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundell. If you've yet to take advantage of your year 2025 special offer forecast, if you order now, you can get the rest of 24 free. And in my special package, 30% off, as well as your life roadmap report. These are absolutely unique to each person they're produced for. They're great value and will give you serene insights to guide your moves. Please see below for more. Also below, if you'd like to have a one-to-one with me, please check out my testimonials. You can also sign up for your free daily written horoscope fired to your device each morning. So on the screen now, you can see the event chart right at the start of the week. And there's the sun at 27 minutes in the sign of Libra. The first 2.5 degrees of any sun transition amplifies the energy of that sign even more. So it's a very exciting development because having the sun in Libra really gives us an opportunity to try to break away a little bit from the brittleness that can be created by the energies of Virgo, which can, of course, be very positive if we're grappling with those details, but it can also see us focusing on the smaller picture to some degree. So what the sun in Libra is asking us to do is celebrate the things we have in common with one another. And although Mercury is in that opposition with Neptune through the first half of this week, which could create some confusion, misunderstandings, once Mercury plays catch up with the sun on Thursday, that really gives us all a great platform to try to get greater clarity going in all our ins and outs. But one of the things we can also do with the Sun and Mercury in Libra is sharpen up our listening skills. But what about Venus making way into the sign of Scorpio? It certainly can amp up the intensity. If there is someone that you're strongly attracted to, you're going to be less concerned about what words are expressed and what the real intent is underneath that. So the subtext. And of course, Venus can also be about money, and the sign of Scorpio can be about long-term resources, planning, investment. And because Venus does square up to Pluto, if there is any kind of leverage going on, around a business proposal, or even around a romantic relationship, these more detached energies of the Sun and Mercury can help us to just step back a little bit and see things for what they are. Now, that link between Mars, which is going to be in the sign of Cancer through to the 4th of November, then again comes back on the 6th of January to the 18th of April. So it's a long transition. Mars is about thrust, it can be about assertion, it can be about desire, of course, impatience. In the sign of Cancer, which is about feelings, perhaps we are going to express our feelings a little more forcefully, but it can also see us be a bit reactive, but balanced by the more restraining, stabilizing energies of Saturn in Pisces. If there is something that we feel strongly about, the chances are we can get just the right balance between saying how we feel with a good intent, but also saying it in a way that isn't too feisty. And those energies in Libra will certainly help us to pitch our ideas or to celebrate the things we share in common with people, more than just focusing on what makes us different. From Aries, your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 23rd of September for the Ascendant, the Sun or the Moon. The week begins with that transition of the Sun, the autumnal equinox. The Sun arriving in Libra certainly gives you a wonderful opportunity to think about your connections to others over the next 4 weeks. Someone significant could emerge in your situation, but you also have a chance with the arrival on Thursday of Mercury to sharpen up any existing relationships you have. But because Mercury is in a rather tangled opposition with Neptune through the first half of this week, you may find that the potential for cross wires that was so apparent during the retrograde season, including the pre and post periods, could still manifest itself again. So I think there can be a sigh of relief once Mercury joins up with the Sun, because that's going to help to slice through and understand exactly what's what. But Venus moving into your 8th house suggests if there is somebody that you've been getting close to of late, the chances are you get to a juncture where it could heat up, get much more intense or even passionate, or you could start to ask some serious questions about whether they're the right person for you. And that's because Pluto's so late in Capricorn, it's nearly into the sign of Aquarius, which it will return to on the 19th of November. If you don't really feel that someone's the right person for you for the long term, that could be something that really concentrates your thinking this week in terms of all sorts of relationships. And I must stress, it's not just about romantic relationships. Relationships are a huge part of all of our lives. And getting things working more efficiently, but also setting your boundaries. If there are people that you feel that you've been a little bit too giving to, people that you may be very fond of, even love, but you feel they're taking you somewhat for granted, I feel Mars, your ruler, forging that angle to Saturn this week gives you a chance to bring up some maybe sensitive issues, Saturn in Pisces, but assert them in a clear way, but certainly with a degree of passion. So whether you're looking to improve existing relationships, set your boundaries, build more trust and connectivity in a new relationship, this week has a lot of potential for you. If you've yet to order your year 2025 personal horoscope forecast based on your unique birth data, please do so now and you'll get the rest of year 2024 free. Also, my special package of 30% off, you'll get your life roadmap report. These charts are fantastic value, will give you really stunning insights to guide your moves. Please see the link below for more. Welcome Taurus, your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 23rd of September for the Ascendant, the Sun or the Moon. The arrival of the Sun in the very punchy, precise 6th house, even though the host is the air sign of Libra, gives you an opportunity to think but also discuss any practicalities in your situation. The next 13 weeks can also see you mindful of your practical structures, but also anything about health, fitness, diet, nutrition, all those kind of things. Your extra detailing around those, particularly with Mercury's help from Thursday, can help you to see ways in which you can make some shifts, but in a way that make a really important but beneficial difference. If you're looking for a job, this next 3 months is also going to be very important to you. But this week itself also sees Venus, your ruler, move into your opposite sign. If there has been a relationship that has been maybe a little bit below what you'd really like, this can increase the potential for diplomacy and trying to find those points of connection. It is true that Venus clashes with Pluto almost straight away, but that could see you become more mindful, particularly in a professional relationship, of a situation where you may be given a little bit more than you're perhaps getting back. And the great thing about Mars, the planet of passion, being in the part of your situation to do with your quick thinking and quick ideas and expression of those ideas, that link to Saturn this week in the second half of this week can see you really punch through and be much clearer about what you will or will not agree to. But around your social situation and even romantically, despite the fact that Venus could bring someone enchanting into your world over the next few weeks, there could be some hazy, confusing signals this week. Someone may not be quite giving you what you need, or it may feel that they're rather unavailable or a little bit mysterious. And if that's the case, once Mercury catches up with the Sun on Thursday, I think you're going to be determined to ask some searching questions, but also get the answers that you need. If you've yet to order your year 2025 personal horoscope forecast based on your unique birth data, please do so now, and you'll get the rest of year 2024 free. Also, my special package of 30% off, you'll get your life roadmap report. These charts are fantastic value, will give you really stunning insights to guide your moves. Please see the link below for more. Gemini, it's your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 23rd of September for the ascendant, the sun or the moon. It's a great start in the heavens for you this week. The sun's arrival back in your sister air sign of Libra gives you an opportunity over the next 4 weeks to use the full force of your charisma and also your sense of humour and warmth. But also because your ruler Mercury joins up with the sun on Thursday, that combination can reignite that spark that's very much part of you. It is true that Mercury is in a little bit of a murky face-off with Neptune in the early part of the week. If you are discussing something around a property or a home-based issue, it will be important to be very clear in what you're saying. Venus moving on Monday, however, into the sign of Scorpio. It's not its favourite location, but it is quite intense there. But the 6th house for you is where we do those practical things. So in a relationship context, if you want to create goodwill, it will be from some thoughtful gestures, such as things like making a cup of tea, just texting someone to see how they are. Those kind of things may not be particularly romantic, but they can actually really aid an accord. But also Mars this week, as the week goes on, in your sector of everyday money, forges a great link with Saturn. Saturn's been bringing a little bit of a chill wind to your professional world over the last couple of years, and you've probably had to work very hard in order to maintain earlier progress or to build up what you've been working on more recently. But the thrust of Mars and the stability of Saturn really are working very well for you towards the end of this week. So a brighter, much more upbeat and sociable phase is what you've entered, Gemini, but it is one where you can still make progress in terms of expressing your creativity, flair and talent in your professional sphere. If you've yet to order your year 2025 personal horoscope forecast based on your unique birth data, please do so now and you'll get the rest of year 2024 free. Also, my special package of 30% off, you'll get your life roadmap report. These charts are fantastic value, will give you really stunning insights to guide your moves. Please see the link below for more. Welcome Cancer to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 23rd of September for the ascendant, the sun or the moon. The week begins with the sun entering into the third cardinal quadrant with the autumnal equinox. The sun moving here for you is your personal house 4, very much to do with nurture, to do with the home, family, emotion, the characteristics which are very much to do with your core archetype. You could find yourself thinking a lot about these issues over the next week, but also the next month, and also the next 3 months too. But also this week, Mercury, which is about to move into that area as well, does go into a confusing opposition with Neptune. So if you are talking about any travel plans in the early part of the week, the potential for things to get muddled or in some ways to be confusing is really enhanced. What helps you, however, is once Mercury moves into Libra on Thursday, Mars in your sign forges a very constructive link to Saturn. The drive of Mars is linking with the more restraining energies of Saturn, which is in the part of your scope to do with knowledge and information. So some of that confusion of earlier in the week can make way, but it is important to understand that tuning into your needs, the more sensitive part of your nature, is an opportunity from here on in. It may be with all the demands you have professionally, with children, with just life's everyday influences, that you don't always give yourself enough time to take a breath, just reflect on some very personal and sensitive issues within you. And that's the opportunity for you this week in the main. If you've yet to order your year 2025 personal horoscope forecast based on your unique birth data, please do so now and you'll get the rest of year 2024 free. Also, my special package of 30% off, you'll get your life roadmap report. These charts are fantastic value, will give you really stunning insights to guide your moves. Please see the link below for more. Welcome Leo to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 23rd of September for the ascendant, the sun or the moon. The week begins with the sun moving into a part of your situation which is going to see a quickening of energy. This can see some fast exchanges. Your need for mental stimulation is definitely going to be boosted over the next month. But also, if you are thinking or discussing anything of a financial nature this week, you could find in the early part of the week that things don't seem that clear. So you will need to use the energy of the sun to try to cut through. Once Mercury moves on Thursday into your third house, it will get much easier to do that. But it's possible that you could find yourself thinking about or talking to someone from your past, and it could be about a financial matter. Now, it may be an advisor that you haven't spoken to for some while, an old colleague, or it may be that experiences that you had previously can be reshaped in some kind of new way for where you are in the here and now. But certainly your enthusiasm to express your ideas or to learn more yourself by reading different forms of information or watching videos, there is a sense of excitement that's really going to be bubbling up the longer this week goes on. If you've yet to order your year 2025 personal horoscope forecast based on your unique birth data, please do so now and you'll get the rest of year 2024 free. Also, my special package of 30% off, you'll get your life roadmap report. These charts are fantastic value, will give you really stunning insights to guide your moves. Please see the link below for more. Welcome Virgo to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 23rd of September for the ascendant, the sun or the moon. Over the last month, you've had an opportunity to express your enthusiasm and also your imagination, which may have seen you fire up some kind of new project or plan. It's also possible that you've used that energy of the sun moving through your sign to inject extra energy into an ongoing situation. As you come into this week, you'll be able to start to weigh up just how much progress you've made. But it's also a time when you can find yourself grappling with trying to get the foundations of your world that much firmer, particularly in terms of money. You will find it easier from Thursday once Mercury moves into this area, that's your ruler, and it complements the sun, because early in the week Mercury is in a rather potentially confusing opposition with Neptune. If you do have some discussions, you could get some mixed signals, you could feel a little bit uncertain, but that clarity will start to pick up towards the end of the week, particularly as Mars, the planet of passion and drive, which is occupying the part of your scope to do with your future, forges a very constructive link to Saturn. Saturn's like an anchor. It can be restrictive, but it also shows where we work hardest, we will get the rewards. If there is someone you can collaborate with, particularly around a financial project or an idea you have, you can use your complementary energies in a very positive way as this week draws to a close. But if your focus is more on your domestic finances and balancing the ins and outgoings, your eye for detail will help you to tease out some more economies, not just by the end of this week, but over the next few weeks too. If you've yet to order your year 2025 personal horoscope forecast based on your unique birth data, please do so now and you'll get the rest of year 2024 free. Also, my special package of 30% off, you'll get your life roadmap report. These charts are fantastic value, will give you really stunning insights to guide your moves. Please see the link below for more. Welcome Libra to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 23rd of September for the ascendant, the sun or the moon. It really is a ray of huge sunshine pouring into your situation right from the start of this week, Libra. The sun has arrived home for you for the first time in 11 months, but that also ushers in cardinal quadrant 3 from the autumnal equinox. This is the third quarter of the astrological year. Over the next 13 weeks, for us all, the archetypal energies of your sign, fairness, balance, communication, but relationships are going to become centre focus. But for you, it's an opportunity for you to seize the tiller of your life direction in a much firmer way. Because recently, there may have been a sense of drift. You may have felt more underpowered. You may have wanted to retreat a little bit and reflect, but there's like a furnace that's burning within you. Do you know, despite this, however, there still could be some confusion in the early part of this week, but it will make way. And by Thursday, as Mercury arrives to augment the sun in your sign, your ability to really concentrate on what's precious and important to you is going to be amplified hugely. But you've got another asset this week, because Mars, the planet of passion, drive and authority, is in the part of your situation to do with career and success. And through to the 4th of November, it's pushing you to raise your profile. It's going to come back into that sector for you on the 6th of January through to the 18th of April next year. Don't underestimate the people you can reach, people in positions of influence. But that's forging a very constructive link to Saturn. Now, Saturn may have seemed to place extra demands on you in terms of your energy, your work and commitments and obligations over the last couple of years. But there could be something about you that's both fresh, new and moving forwards that can be coupled with a sense that you're very reliable, but also you're someone who can deliver on what you're saying. So you have it all together, and by the end of this week, something quite dramatic can unfold that absolutely thrills you. If you've yet to order your year 2025 personal horoscope forecast based on your unique birth data, please do so now and you'll get the rest of year 2024 free. Also, my special package of 30% off, you'll get your life roadmap report. These charts are fantastic value, will give you really stunning insights to guide your moves. Please see the link below for more. Scorpio, it's your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 23rd of September for the ascendant, the sun or the moon. There is a paradox threaded through your situation this week, Scorpio. The sun has arrived in the part of your situation that's very much to do with quietness, reflection and potentially withdrawal. It's a very healing transit that it's entered for the next 4 weeks. It's going to be joined by the planet of thinking, Mercury, on Thursday. But intersecting that energy is the thrust of your ruler Mars, which is pushing you to be more dynamic, risk-taking and adventurous. It also forges a very stable link in the second half of this week with Saturn. Saturn gets a bad rap in terms of its press, but Saturn is where, if we're industrious, we can get a reward. It may be something to do with knowledge or new information that you're working towards informing yourself about can help you to understand much more about what makes you tick. So if you are reading or watching things that help to grow your personal understanding, that's a great way to blend these two quite disparate energies together. On the other hand, the Sun and Mercury moving into the 12th house can make you much more conscious of who you don't want to be with. And if you feel someone has disappointed you recently, maybe with some mixed messages, maybe by not really being quite as supportive as you would like, the angle between Mars and Saturn could make you determined to create a little bit of a space between you and them and create a preserve for yourself to just take some steps back into. It doesn't have to be terminal, but it is possible that a weak relationship could come to an end with this set of influences. But you'll need to have a period of reflection and perhaps even soul searching is definitely quite strong, but I feel you can use that to grow your personal understanding in quite a profound way over the next few weeks. If you've yet to order your year 2025 personal horoscope forecast based on your unique birth data, please do so now and you'll get the rest of year 2024 free. Also, my special package of 30% off, you'll get your life roadmap report. These charts are fantastic value, will give you really stunning insights to guide your moves. Please see the link below for more. Welcome Sagittarius, your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 23rd of September for the ascendant, the sun or the moon. You have a great opportunity to reinvigorate your social situation, your connections to others and your network over this week, particularly from Thursday when Mercury plays catch up and joins with the Sun in the sign of Libra. Now, Libra is very much about relationships, and for you, those relationships could be in terms of your friendship, your circle, but also there could be one person within that group of people that can become much more influential in your life over the next few weeks. But there's also a very powerful trine between Saturn, the planet of structure, in the part of your scope to do with home and emotion, and Mars in the part of your scope to do with long-term finances, but also very deep emotional relationships. So If you are someone who's single at the moment and there is someone who starts to creep up on your senses in terms of your social interactions, it probably needs to be someone that you feel has got greater depth to them. As much as you can be jolly and great fun to be with, what Saturn over the last couple of years has been teaching you, and with Uranus in your 6th house in recent years, is that you're looking for a more profound connection. And if you find that, and you feel that there could be a long-term future with this person, and also you're great friends too, then that could be the first steps towards a very meaningful relationship. But if your focus is much more to do with property or finances, the clarity that you're going to gain in terms of your long-term plans by the end of this week is going to be something that's really welcome. If you've yet to order your year 2025 personal horoscope forecast based on your unique birth data, please do so now and you'll get the rest of year 2024 free. Also, my special package of 30% off, you'll get your life roadmap report. These charts are fantastic value, will give you really stunning insights to guide your moves. Please see the link below for more. Come Capricorn, it's your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 23rd of September for the ascendant, the sun or the moon. The week begins with the sun having made its way into the sign of Libra. This ushers in cardinal quadrant 3, a 13-week period which gives you an opportunity to raise your profile, but particularly over the next month whilst the sun is in the sign of Libra. You have a reputation of being authoritative and taking your work and worldly obligations seriously, and that part of your nature can see you perceived as being rather serious, perhaps even a little dour at times. But of course you and I know that you've got a brilliant sense of humour. If you bring your sense of humour into the equation, but also showcase that along with your talents, an ability to raise your profile is something you should seize during this period, particularly from Thursday when Mercury joins up with the Sun in Libra. Libra is about communication, but it's about relationships. So your relationships with people, be it professionally or personally, where people see you as being an authority figure or certainly quietly capable in terms of what you know and what you add to the equation, can see people really develop greater respect and admiration for you. But you also need to have the confidence to take that step forwards. And this week, from Thursday, your ruling planet Saturn in your sector of personal expression and ideas forges a really solid link with Mars in your sector of relationships. So if you need to communicate a message, you can do so with conviction towards the end of this week. But if there is a big interview, presentation or discussion that you have some control of when it would or can take place, I would have it towards the end of this week rather than the start of the week, because as Mercury goes face to face with Neptune, that can create a little bit of potential for some crossed wires. If you've yet to order your year 2025 personal horoscope forecast based on your unique birth data, please do so now and you'll get the rest of year 2024 free. Also, my special package of 30% off, you'll get your life roadmap report. These charts are fantastic value, will give you really stunning insights to guide your moves. Please see the link below for more. Welcome Aquarius, your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 23rd of September for the ascendant, the sun or the moon. The week begins with the sun having made its way into your sister air sign of Libra. This ushers in cardinal quadrant 3, a 13-week section of the year, which is very much about the energies of the sign of Libra, fairness, communication, balance and equilibrium, but most of all relating. If you can find yourself relating this week to people who open up your world, particularly people that you can relate to around philosophies, or you just enjoy travel. If you've yet to have a vacation this year, you could find yourself really enthused to make it happen now. But right at the start of this week, despite the energies of the autumnal equinox supporting you in terms of opening up your world, perhaps to do with travel, higher education, or even a contractual matter, there is a blurry opposition between Mercury and Neptune, and things may be rather murky. But later in the week, you have an opportunity to really cut through and get the precision going. Mercury joins with the Sun on Thursday in Libra, but also Saturn, your traditional ruler, forges a very stable link to Mars. If there is something that you want to work towards or express or share, and you've really done your research, you've worked hard, particularly around your financial situation, something can get much more solid, practical for you, as well as the opportunity to be more adventurous, spontaneous, and outgoing that the Libran energy provides. If you've yet to order your year 2025 personal horoscope forecast based on your unique birth data, please do so now and you'll get the rest of year 2024 free. Also, my special package of 30% off, you'll get your life roadmap report. These charts are fantastic value, will give you really stunning insights to guide your moves. Please see the link below for more. Come Pisces, to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 23rd of September for the ascendant, the sun or the moon. The week begins with the sun having arrived in the part of your situation to do with shared resources, long-term financial planning, deep devotion, but also very major changes. The 8th house is deeply psychological. If there is someone you've been getting on well with recently, you may find yourself over the next month wanting to take that next step into a much more committed bond. It could even see you getting much more close in an intimate way. But you know, Pisces, the converse can be true. If a relationship of any kind, not necessarily a romantic type, where you have been close but it's not quite working for you, you might think of bringing it to a close, because the 8th house can be about where we get deeper and it can be about where we leave. And if you are grappling with things like investments, pensions and shares, once Mercury moves to join with the Sun on Thursday, your mind is going to be stepping up a gear of how you can deal with those resources even more astutely. But also, Mars, the planet of passion, but also the planet of raw attraction, continues its journey in an enchanting part of your scope, your 5th house. And it is going to continue there through to the 4th of November, but will return on the 6th of January to the 18th of April. This is giving your sex appeal a huge boost, and the 8th house can see you drawing in almost a mesmeric way energy to you. So don't be surprised if you do have some new admirers beating a path to your door over the next few weeks, but the chances are you won't want a more superficial connection. It will have to be very deep or not at all. In fact, around any kind of relationship, the first half of this week, ironically, can see confusion over relationships. However much you try to express how you feel with clarity, someone may misunderstand what you mean. So double check, particularly if it's on an arrangement. But that Mars position is connected to by Saturn in your sign. Over the last 2 years, Saturn has been asking you to release from your situation the things that aren't really very important to you. So in other words, to prioritize on a narrower range of activities. The Saturn is very much about stability. So if there is someone you're connecting to and it's going well, it's passionate, it's fun, it's lively, this can be a week when you do feel the direction of travel is very positive towards deepening that alliance. But equally, if you're someone who's not particularly interested in a romantic relationship, nor in terms of developing your financial resources, you're happy with how things are, the Sun and Mercury moving into the 8th house can really draw you towards anything that helps you to understand life's deeper machinations. Can be through psychology, could be that you find yourself watching those detective shows on the TV, where they use forensics to catch the villain in the end. Those type of things could really call out to you over the next 4 weeks. If you've yet to order your year 2025 personal horoscope forecast based on your unique birth data, please do so now and you'll get the rest of year 2024 free. Also, my special package of 30% off, you'll get your life roadmap report. These charts are fantastic value, will give you really stunning insights to guide your moves. Please see the link below for more.